What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Third video of the day. So let's actually talk about the added effect of the Sugo Fest being added, of Whitebeard and Marco. Just was announced in the Sugo Fest as well that there's going to be a brand new Super Evolution arriving on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global, which is going to be the character that we all suspected was going to be arriving, which is going to be 6+ Corazon. This is a character that a lot of people, before this was actually announced, a lot of people were really hoping Corazon was going to get some sort of 6+, and when it was finally announced, it was actually kind of weird when it happened on JP. Like, it was just random, like a random download happened and they just randomly added it out of nowhere, and it was kind of weird. They didn't do it the same way that Global did, where they've added it to a Sugo Fest. They've done that relatively recently, where they just chuck in a Super Evolution to a Sugo Fest. Here, have it guaranteed. I think it's really weird that they're doing that, especially for a character like Corazon. I don't know how I feel about that, and depending how you guys feel about that, I know some people don't have Corazon, and for people that don't have him, like, does this tempt you to potentially pull for this character? I'm not really too sure. But anyways, we're going to be talking about this Corazon, discussing why he is one of the better Super Evolutions in this game. So let's go ahead and get into it. So here we have Corazon, who does not change his color or his typing. He is still a Dex, Free Spirit, Cerebral character, and we can see that his Captain effect actually has changed slightly. So he's going to boost your crew's attack up to 3 times the higher the HP is before you attack. And this is actually a little bit different from his previous version. I believe Corazon previously was it a 2 times boost? It might have been only a 2 times boost at full health, and it scales all the way down to like a 1 times boost at like 1 HP. So this guy goes up to 3 times now, which is obviously better, but obviously you wouldn't be using this guy as a captain for most cases. And added on top of the attack boost, he's going to be healing your crew by 0.5 times his recovery every time you hit a great, and 1.5 times his recovery every time you hit a good. And obviously with his 6+, he does get a slight recovery boost, which means that obviously you're going to be healing for a lot more as a captain. But typically, you're not going to be using this character as a captain in most cases, and that makes sense, obviously. But this character, the reason why this character is one of the most beloved characters in Treasure Cruise right now on the JP side of the game is because of how useful his special effect is. Now, unfortunately, with his Super Evolution, he does not get any cooldown reduction, which is quite a low blow for what he does, but obviously it makes sense because his special ability is considerably buffed from his previous 6-star form. If we talk about his regular 6-star form real quick, just so you guys know what this character does, his previous version would heal 25 times his recovery and reduce Bind and Despair by 3 turns. Now, for a legend character, that is kind of weak. That is, let's be real here. Before Corazon's announced 6+ evolution, he was like down in the low tiers with Sengoku and V1 Boa and stuff like that. However, now that he does have his Super Evolution, they have done such a goddamn good job with his special effect. So his special effect, unfortunately, does not get a lower cooldown, but he's going to heal your crew by 50 times his recovery, doubling the amount of health you get from the special effect. Now, on top of this, instead of just reducing Bind and Despair by 3 turns, he's going to reduce Bind and Despair. On top of that, he's going to reduce Paralysis, he's going to reduce Attack Down, Lock Chain Multiplier, Decrease Chain Multiplier, by 3 turns. He's going to do all of that, remove all of those different debuffs by 3 turns. And he's going to state that if your captain, if this character is your captain or friend captain, reduce despair by 20 turns. That's not really, like, no one really cares about that because you're never really using this character as a captain. But the fact that they have added the effect to remove debuffs that have progressed with the game. So that is one of the better things that we see here. And that's kind of like what we ask for with a Super Evolution. We ask that a character that has no relevance to nowadays kind of gets brought up to the times that we have now. Obviously, back in the day, paralysis wasn't really a thing. Attack Down was actually a thing back in the day, but like, that wasn't prevalent in content. You never saw things giving you an attack down. And even if they did, it was like a 1-turn attack down that you could stall for, or you could use an effect that lowered your own attack and you like could go into the next room and not have that debuff. So the fact that, the game has obviously evolved since Corazon's first release, and his special effect definitely doesn't stack up to now. But I like the fact that they're now giving you that ability now to reduce not only the ones that he did before, but reduce the ones that we have now, like Paralysis, like Attack Down, and he has also got the added effect of reducing Lock Chain Multiplier and the Decreased Chain Multiplier growth rate. Now, you you see that sometimes. That's something that you don't see all the time, but it does sometimes happen. And Corazon has the ability to remove it now, which is great. And obviously, it's something that you won't encounter that often, but it's nice that it's there, obviously. Now, it's kind of annoying because I feel like if this character was a fighter, it'd be so good because you could run on a V2 Sanji team, and obviously with V2 Sanji, you don't want any of those different effects on your crew. Obviously, Sanji can help you remove some of that, but the fact that you had it on a character that did all of this as well would be immensely powerful. But just the added effect that he is a cerebral character, he's a free spirit character, so you can run him on those two teams, and obviously free spirit and cerebral as it stands right now are like some of the most powerful crews in the entire game right now. So his special effect is going to just enhance characters that we have now. And obviously if you have the new Whitebeard Marco that just got announced in the Sugo Fest, this is also a very good character for that, adding to his tankiness and adding some effects that we can just remove the debuffs and allow your crew to get through content just a lot easier. Now also, before we end this video, I just want to quickly discuss his limit break as well to further, you know, give you the facts on this character and why he's so good. So Corazon, his Crewmate Effects, his first one is going to reduce your crew's paralysis duration by 1 turn. So even if 3 turns of paralysis reduction wasn't good enough, he does it for your whole crew by 1 turn as a crewmate. And his secondary one will reduce your whole crew's special bind duration by 1 turn as well, which is again just very good. That's one thing that I feel like would have been amazing for him if he removed special bind as well, but I still can't complain with what he has. This is going to be a character that a lot of people are going to be using in content just because of the amount of utility that he does provide to your teams. Now, before we end the video, let's talk about his actual potential abilities. He actually gets Enraged for some unknown reason. I don't really understand why he gets Enraged, but he gets it. He gets Provoked Attack, up to 200 additional attack, which is actually pretty decent. His secondary one is Recovery Bind Resistance. Obviously makes a lot of sense. 7 turns of Recovery Bind Resistance is very good. I would highly suggest, if you have those tablets, to probably feed it to a character like this. And he actually has the reduced cooldown buff. So if you max this out, he reduces his cooldown by 10 turns at the start of the fight. This is actually a very good effect that you could use for like 6+ NL. As we know, with 6+ NL, you want to try and overheal as much as possible. So if you have an ability where you can heal 50 times this character's recovery on, like, what is it, like a 6 or a 7 or 5 turn cooldown, depending on your cooldown sockets and the amount of this specific effect you have active, you can get your overhealing very quick with NL 6+. So this is going to be, again, a very good character if you do have NL 6+, but even if you don't have NL 6+, it's quite fine. This character is going to be helping you get through content, very difficult content, much easier. But I guess that's kind of it. That's all I really wanted to talk about with you guys in this video. I wanted to give you guys the information on 6+ Corazon. If you guys haven't seen my previous video talking about the new Sugo Fest with Whitebeard and Marco, this character is guaranteed in the Sugo Fest. On part 1 of the Sugo, if you pull up to the 5th multi, you are guaranteed to get your hands on 6+ Corazon. Now, the reason why I feel like that's kind of weird is because with Corazon and the way that he is, you don't need an unevolved Corazon and a 6+ Corazon. You just don't need both of them. If you have Corazon, you just upgrade him. You don't need a use for the regular 6-star one anymore. So I don't know, I think it's kind of weird that they have him as guaranteed, because I feel like if they're going to do guaranteed legends in a Sugo, I feel like it should be like a 6+ that is like a side grade. Here, it's not really the case. He's just a straight up better version of the original 6-star version. I'm not really complaining though, because I already have Corazon, so I don't really care about that too much. But if you don't have Corazon, obviously it might tempt you, but honestly I wouldn't suggest pulling on the Whitebeard and Marco Sugo Fest just for this character, because you know you're probably going to be getting him later on down the track if you do some Sugo Fest pulls. This guy will just show up. He's just going to show up for you, so he'll show up at the most random times. But yeah, this character is really awesome that he's coming out right now. He's going to be helping a lot in the brand new treasure map versus NL, and it has been stated that yes, this character will be a trusty character in the upcoming treasure map. So if you have him, that's going to help you out considerably in the final fight, I believe, against NL, because this character being able to remove so many different things is going to help you just beat that fight much easier. So anyways, that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about with you guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on 6+ Corazon down below in the comment section. And you know, even if this wasn't anniversary time, would you be tempted to pull for Corazon? I know a lot of people would probably say no, but for an effect like this is pretty goddamn useful to have. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on 6 Plus Corazon down below in the comment section. What do you guys think is going to be the next 6 Plus on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global? I'd love to see your thoughts and opinions on that one too. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, and if you wanted to stay up to date with all the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.